Today we're going to be working on the elimination method. So very first question, what method was used to solve this equation? Well, looking at it, it looks like it was just graphed, so method used is graphing. And my final answer is where the two lines cross, so right here, so that looks like that is at 1, 2. So 1, 2. Pretty easy. The second one, what method was used to solve the system of equations? Okay, so it looks like I have an equation up at the top that's solved for y. The bottom one isn't. It looks like off on the right, they went ahead and plugged in that first one into the second one. So that is called substitution. And the final answer, again, looking at their answer over here, is 1, 2. If you notice, it's the same one as the first one, so this is showing that, hey, I'm getting the same thing both times. The next one, the elimination method. Step 1, write your equation in column form, line up your variables and equal signs. Okay, so I went ahead and did that down here. Step 2, eliminate the variable that has the same sign, or if it has the same sign, go ahead and subtract. If it has different signs, then we're going to add them. So looking here, my x's are the same. They have different signs, so that means I'm going to add them. So these two cancel out, and then 1y plus 2y equals 3y. 1 plus 5 is 6. Then my very last step says substitute your answer from step 2 into step 1. Okay, very first thing, let's just finish solving this. So if I divide by 3, y should equal 2. Now I'm just plugging that in to solve it. So over on the right side, instead of y, I'm going to put 2. So 2 equals x plus 1. Subtract that 1 over. So then x just equals 1. So my final answer would be 1, 2. So still the same thing as all of it. This is just proving no matter what method you use, you will get the same answer. So if I tell you to use one method, but you're not sure if you're right, and you know you're better at using a different one, feel free to use that other one. My y's cancel, and 5 minus 10 is negative 5. Now let's go back and plug that in. So we have 3 times negative 5 plus y equals 5. So 3 times negative 5 is negative 15 plus y equals 5. Add over my 15, so y equals 20. So my final answer is negative 5, 20. Looking at my next one, solve the system of equations using the elimination method. This time I have a choice. I can either get rid of my x's or my y's. I think I want to just go ahead and get rid of my y's because they look like they're the simplest to work with here. So let's go ahead and add these two equations together. So x plus x is 2x. My y's cancel out. Negative 3 plus 1 is negative 2. Divide by 2, x equals negative 1. Let's go back and plug that in. So I'm going to plug this into my top equation. So negative 1 plus y equals negative 3. I'm going to add that 1 over. So I have y equals negative 2. So my final answer is negative 1, negative 2. Go ahead and take a minute and try the next 3 on your own, and then we'll come back together and just double check to make sure we all got the same thing. Okay, looking at the first one, we should have gotten 2, negative 5. Just to double check, I added to cancel out my y's. I was left with 11x equals 22. Divide by 11, x was 2. Then I plugged it back into my bottom equation, so 3 times 2 is 6, plus 4y equals negative 14. I subtracted my 6. 4y equals negative 20. Divide by 4. Y equals negative 5. Looking at the next one, I got no solution. Looking, I have positive and negative, so I went ahead and added the top and the bottom together. That canceled out my y's, canceled out my x's, which left me with 0 equals, and 12 plus 24 is 36. Well, 0 never actually equals 36, so that's why I'm saying no solution here. For the last one, I got negative 1, 3. So to start out, I subtracted, so then I was left with 2x equals negative 2, because that canceled out my y's. Divided by 2, so x equals negative 1. Then I took that and plugged it back into my top equation. So negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2, minus 9y equals negative 25. I subtracted over the 2, so I have negative 9y equals negative 27, divided by negative 3, so y equals positive 3.